Well, good evening, folks. Welcome to Chalon, France. It's the Basketball Champions League game, and they will be taking on MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg. Already today, Neptune is winning big over Capo di Orlando, and you can see the other two games tomorrow, in this group. It's an interesting group, but one that has become a little bit clear now that Neptunists have run riot and won big time over Capo di Orlando at home. They have improved now to 7-5 and effectively have punched their ticket for the next round. It's not all done and dusted yet, but as you look at the standings, that 6-5 for Neptunus now is 7-5 in third place, and then Capo di Orlando at number 8. They are now out of the running for good. They had a sliver of a hope, but now they are 2-11 and no chance. So, 2-10 and no chance to move on with a couple of games remaining. But our attention now turns to MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg and Elan Chalon. Now, MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, we know that we'll see them in the round of 16. I mean, they have been one of the best teams in the competition all season long, and they are battling it out for first place in Group B with the Iberostar Tenerife. Both of those teams at 9-2. But after that, you've got PAOK, Ventspils, and Elan Chalon, as you saw in the standings, all at 5-6. And even Gaziantep have a chance at 3-8. So, you know, still a lot of basketball to be played, important basketball to be played in Group B. Now for Elan Chalon, Jean-Denis Choulet, his team will have Lance Harris, Inzuli, Darren Dorsey, Pierre-Antoine Gillet, Kamara, James Farr, Bukitu, Jalabal, Walters, and Pino. And they, at various times, have had some good games. They've had some frustrating results as well. Certainly, they've had some frustration of late. Results not having gone their way. They lost a really important game last week at PAOK Thessaloniki, 90-81. So they've the previous week lost at home as well, 75-69 to Ventspils. So Elan Chalon would have thought going into both of those games that they had a real chance of winning both of those, and maybe should have won those games, but they've come up short in both, and now they are in a very awkward position going up against one of the best teams, I certainly think so, in MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, a team that has had to make it through 3 qualifying rounds just to make it to the regular season. And boy, having watched them kind of grow and develop, it's no wonder they made it. They've got a marvelous team coached by John Patrick. And talking of MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, they have pretty much moved from strength to strength. They're coming into this game on the back of a 16-point win over Ventspils. And before that, they won 87-71 at Neptunus. So they've been cruising. They did they did fall right before the holiday break, 83-62 at home to Iberostar Tenerife. But before that, they had won 6 games in a row. The only team to beat them, in fact, is Iberostar Tenerife. So here's Elan Chalon and Inzuli, the Cameroon international. Important to the cause, as is this man, Pierre-Antoine Gillet. Those are very important players for their national teams. Here's Kamara and James Farr. And Bukicu, another of the Belgian internationals, along with Gillet in this team. Elan Chalon lost at Le Portel over the weekend in France, 87-83. So they'll be looking to kind of get back into a winning rhythm. And it's either now or never for this team. I mean, they've got the competition for the 4th place. And when you consider who they have coming up, Elan Chalon, they'll finish They'll play next week at Iberostar Tenerife, so that is going to be a very difficult game against the defending champions of the Basketball Champions League. And then they'll be at home against Gaziantep, a Gaziantep team that seems to have been re-energized following the addition of some new players. Certainly they won last week in overtime against Neptune. It's at home. For MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, they also will be at Gaziantep next week in Turkey, and then they will finish up at home against Capo d'Orlando. So they will like their chances of winning their last two games, and they should be expecting a really big fight tonight against Elan Chalon. First time these two teams met, MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg rolled to a 20-point win, 94-74 on game day 5 at home to Elan Chalon. The referees tonight: Srdan Dozaj from Croatia, Luka Kardum from Croatia, and Petar Obradovic from Bosnia and Herzegovina. Excuse me. Okay, so MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg starting tonight with Walkup, Johnson, Peter McNally, Timon, and Walaskowski. Adika Peter McNally hails from the great country of Canada. There's John Patrick. He's been at this a long time. In Germany. And his son actually also is a part of the MHP Riesen family. Here we have, looking at Elan Chalon, Kamara, Injuli, Gillet, Walters, and Jalabal in their starting 5. And there is Coach Cholet. Well, there's the war chants, the war drums here before the start of this Basketball Champions League game. Group B between Elan Chalon and MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg. And I have to tell you, folks, I came to a FIBA Europe Cup Final Four here in Chalon, France, and this is a marvelous part of the world. You need to get yourself over here and visit this nice town. Have some nice French, all things French. Good French food, French wine, whatever. French scenery, French landscape. And then you can just mosey in to the arena here and watch some great basketball. MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg flying high in Germany. The German league as well. They're in 3rd place. That is a country, domestic league rather, that's led by Bayern Munich, followed by Alba Berlin. Also Medi Bayreuth and EV Baskets Oldenburg are Basketball Champions League sides, and they are also in the playoff positions in the top 8. So the jump is won by the German international Timon. And we're underway, folks. Here's Walkup. Great player. Walaskowski gets it back to Walkup. And his pass over into the corner. And miss, and now MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg get it back. There's Walkup. That was Peter McNally who missed the first one. And he doesn't miss 2 in a row. Drills it. Three 0 MHP Riesen. Look at the full court pressure. And they're getting Kamara to dribble. Probably if they can have the big man dribbling, they'll do that. The driving in and missing was Walters. Now the dump to Timon. He's going to go right at Kamara. Spins, puts it up. Oh boy, he took him to school, didn't he? Goodness me, what footwork that was. He's just getting better and better. I hope you're watching that one, Henrik. Henrik Rodel, Germany coach. I'm sure he's going to have Timon on that 12-man roster. And Germany are taking on Serbia. It's going to be an electric World Cup qualifier in February. Here's Jalabal, the former France international. Puts up a 3. And Timon with the rebound. And boy, I'll tell you what, alarm bells ringing already in Chalon as MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg come out with a little bit of fire. Gillet with the rebound. Now Walters. Gillet. And Timon grabs the board. And it goes, and another miss. By Johnson. He'll get his share of shots. Walters passes back out to Inzuli. Gillet. So looking for their first basket. And the drive and the foul. So Timon has been very active early. Look at those guys. This is what you see Walaskowski, Johnson. Those guys getting an early breather because they run. I mean, they don't mess around. He will bring bodies off the bench throughout the game. He wants pressure. He wants up tempo. And it usually leads to not only his own guys being tired, but the opponents being even feeling worse off. And the shot is good. Here's Walters. Drifts in, puts up a little runner. Boy, that looked good. Walkup gets at the line, drifts in, then steps back and puts it up. Oh, and the follow by Sears. Every time I do one of his games, he comes out and plays with a little bit of power. Gillet gets in the lane, misses Kamara there for the offensive rebound, but didn't go up strong. And again, this Elan Chalon team on the back foot right now. So Nate Walters getting some big minutes here for Elan Chalon. They'll be looking for him to step it up. Walters played some in the NBA last season for Utah. Only just recently signed for Elan Chalon. And the drive from Jalabal is good. Traveling is the call. So Javon Shepard no longer obviously with Elan Chalon. He was with the club for a while. And they've gone out and they've bolstered it with Nate Walters. Inzuli powers his way in, doesn't score. And look at the hustle getting to the basketball. That was caught, chased it down. And the drive from Evans is in the game. Outside to McCray. Evans puts up a three, he's hit, and that'll be 3 free throws. Goodness me, the foul on Jalabal. Trying to get a hand in the face, but we see it every game. We see the foul on the three-point shooter, and Jalabal knows it. Well, it's not going to be fully capitalized on. Let's get 2 of 3. Here's Walters wide open. Got it! Well, it's only been pretty much good stuff that we've seen from Walters. Feed set, textbook, follow through. Three-point game. Koch puts up a 3. Oh, boy, that is a killer. He was a good 1.5 meters behind the arc, 2 meters even. And back to a 6-point lead. Look at the full court pressure. And they are beasting him right now. They had to know this was coming. I mean, this is the type of game that Patrick likes to employ. And, you know, it could, with the full court pressure, lead to some scoring opportunities if they can break that press. And now traveling is the call on Farr. So good pressure D from Sears there all over Farr. Walters guarding Johnson. And Johnson draws the foul. I mean, one more word about Walters was he was actually playing in the G League with the Salt Lake City Stars on loan from the Jazz, and had the opportunity to come to France. His shot from Johnson had a good season. 27-year-old point guard. Takes his time, bends the knees. Misses the second one. Johnson averaging 9.4 points per game in the Basketball Champions League. Harris off the back of the iron. Now Evans trying to move the ball, circulate the ball. Three-pointer is good. So Peter McNally drills it from deep. It's impressive.
How can who's bring the ball on the press? What I'm asking you, 2, 1, 4, okay? Pick here and 3 men here and go show up in the middle. How can we do the shit we've been doing?
Hey, pass it out. You get it, pass it back, pass it like we worked on.
Okay, now you can call the play you want, okay? We can go 3.
So back to live action with MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg threatening to blow this thing open here early. Dorsey checks into the game. Injali gets blocked right at the line by Sears. There's a foul on Walkup or Sears? Or whatever, he goes to the line for 2. There was a walk-up. Anjali misses the first. Remember, MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg winning the first one in a blowout. Anjali makes the second. Came in shooting 75% at the line. Now Inzali comes in, forces a turnover. Dorsey back to Inzali. Passes it back out to Harris. Entry pass to Kamara, and it's 3 points. That trip down the floor for Elan Chalon. Good job using his body, Kamara, backing up Evans. 3-point attempt, no good. Kamara with the rebound. Now a little bit of momentum, perhaps, for Chalon. They need a basket here. Far for 3, and rimmed out. Harris with the rebound. And Inzali telegraphed the pass. Evans came up, and Chalet appealing for a foul. Sears comes out. I mean, there was a little bit of contact, but I'm not sure if it was a foul. I'd have to see another angle. Of course, Chalon is going to try to get anything he can. Dorsey. Harris instantly tough pass, picks it up. Passes it back out to Dorsey. He has to launch it. Good! Right at the buzzer. How big was that? Something out of nothing, really. He had no choice. He had to chuck it up. Great defense from MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, not rewarded that time. And this time the drive is no good. That was Elgin Cook. So as well as MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg have played, they're only up 4 here in the final minute. Oh, Farr going behind his back, trying to do too much. And then Elan Chalon catch a break. You can't have your center or your big power forward dribbling the ball up the floor, trying to break the press, going behind his back. Now this time they might have numbers, but Harris, no, he's going to stop. No, he's going to go in again. Oh, beautiful pass, Harris, but great block from Walkup. Walkup catches in transition, hands it off to Cook, and this time he makes it. And this is where MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg are strong. They will get offense out of their defense. Look at this block from Walkup from behind. Instantly wanted a foul, but it looked pretty good to me, and then that triggered the break. Cook makes the free throw and the three-point play, and that is a 5-point swing. Wow, that was big. Interlee right at the buzzer. So that is how the first quarter finishes. Just when Chalon seemed to be getting into their rhythm, MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg strike back. Well, if you look at the numbers so far, as you look at some of the highlights, MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, Peter McNally with 6 points, and then 3 apiece for Cook and Koch, and then 2 apiece for Evans and Sears. For Elan Chalon, 3 for Dorsey. Remember, he hit that that 3 right at the buzzer, and 5 points for Walters, who only joined several days ago. Well, Koch, in terms of his shooting this season, Koch had hit 12 of 30 from three-point range, and he comes into this game averaging 7.2 minutes per contest. So perhaps a bonus 3 there. I'm not sure that Patrick comes into this expecting that, but nevertheless, well, he looks like a useful player to me. I'd get him more minutes at 7.2 per game. But Patrick does play. I mean, you got to say he's going to go deep to his bench because he plays full court, a lot of pressure, and he wants all-out intensity. If you're in the game, you better be playing on both ends of the floor hard. Here's Walkup. Oh boy, that is quality. Goodness me. And look at that. He comes up with a steal, but then couldn't quite get it to his teammate for the layup. Beautiful response from James Farr. And he was fouled on the play. Talk about turnarounds. Walkup had the steal, tried a behind-the-back pass to his teammate. It was intercepted, and it triggered this break, which ended with the three-point play. That is big time. That's somewhat of a reprieve for Elan Chalon, but you got to give him credit. They pushed it up the floor quickly. And free throw is good. So the three-point play. Seven-point game. Into the corner. Walaskowski turns, shoots, pounding the boards. And MHP Riesen are throwing everything at the glass, but unable to collect it. And you see guys like Farr, he is going to have to play big tonight inside. And Dorsey feeling the pressure. They've only got 6 seconds to get across midcourt. You don't face this type of pressure all the time, and you do face it, boy. There is an adjustment period. Here you see Harris launching the three, and the long rebound goes out to Cook. Give it to Cook. Let him put it up again. He looked good on that three. He's open in the right corner, wide open. Timon almost throws it away. Walkup. Shot clock down to 7. He faces a double team now. He's going to have to pass out of it. He does to Timon. Into the lane. Oh, beautiful pass. But Walaskowski doesn't finish. Now Dorsey. 3 on the shot clock into Lee. Oh, turns it over. He's having a tough game so far. That triggers the break. And going all the way down, taking it hard is Peter McNelly. Boy, they, again, defense quickly turns to offense. That's just a great reaction from McNelly, and Dorsey just hacked him. So Walters re-enters the game. Bukichu comes into the game. Harris is still in. Pierre-Antoine Gillet is back in the contest. And, oh, they've called the unsportsmanlike on that. Excuse me, I should have. I guess they called it a dangerous play, but it looked to me like he got back and he played defense. So Pino also into the game. Well, at least they didn't give up both free throws. If you're a Chalon fan, Bukichu battling Sears. Sears hasn't gotten the call up for the Great Britain squad for the World Cup qualifiers. Maybe a tad bit surprising. Every time I've seen him play, he's played pretty well. Here's the drive and the miss. That's Peter McNelly with the miss at just 1 point down the floor that time. Here's Harris. He gets inside, puts it up. And Bukichu gets it, passes it back out to Walters. He just takes it in, hands it off to Bukichu again. He gets blocked, but earns the trip to the free throw line. And Sears says, okay, go earn it at the free throw line. You're not going to score in here. Booker misses the first one. That's why you don't mind giving away the foul. Make him earn it. You got to earn it. Second one is good. Johnson brings it up the floor, going up against Walters. Cook also in the game, number 23. Evans hands it off. Air ball from the corner. That was Peter McNelly. Elan Chalon need to get points. Can't be coming down without scoring repeatedly. A turnover. Evans now. And the foul, unsportsmanlike foul. The second one called in the last minute or so on Bukichu. Evans misses the first. The second one is good. Ooh, Peter McNelly nowhere to go there. Put it up and missed. 8-point game. Walters. Oh, beautiful play, Walters. And 2 free throws. Now, I think Elan Chalon are asking for an unsportsmanlike. Come on. It doesn't work like that. No, it's just going for the block. Great play from Walters. Puts the pressure on the defense. He goes up. He blocks it. Silky smooth, Walters. You know, he's as good as advertised. So Johnson comes out, and Walkup comes back in, and that's not good news for Elan Chalon because he makes a lot of things happen. Cook, something's cooking. Nope, he's going to pass it off to Walkup. Oh, the ball goes off the hands of Sears. And here are Elan Chalon again. Remember, if MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg don't score, they can't set up the press. And a long three-pointer from Pino was short. Walk up for 3. And good job. Well, couldn't quite bring it in, Gillet, and Sears put him under pressure. Now, if Walters or Gillet go down and hit a three-pointer, we've got a 3-point game. Sears goes out. I like the energy he brings, though. Now McCray into the game. Walters Over to Gillet. Now Evans in the open court. Walk up. And one thing he doesn't do is walk up the floor. He gets up there quickly. Now Walters hits the cutting Bukicu. Now, while he probably should have made that, it looked like he may have been pushed in the back. Here's Walker in the lane, drives, scores. Bukicu. And Timon just fell over, and the referee telling him to get up. As if to say, don't flop out here, young man. Ball goes out. So Bukicu goes out of the game. He just said, Coach, I got pushed when I was on that break, and they didn't call it. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Kamara comes back in. So they've kind of withstood the early onslaught by MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg. Oh, what a play from Cook. A little bit of hang time. Goodness gracious. Walters. Jalabal, and they're not going to get a shot off. Look at this. He just hangs in the air. Oh, and that was after the shot clock expired. Did not see that in live action, and they counted, so he's pretty fortunate. Here's Cook for three. Get the rebound. And Evans drives in and scores. Pinot, open, Gillet, not able to get it, but it will be the home team's ball. Foul on the play, so 2:41 remaining in the first half. And now a drive and another foul. So he makes the first. Easily makes both, so maybe Elan Chalon can make a little bit of a run here at the end of the first half. They certainly need to. And Jalabal putting the pressure on, and Walters knocks it away, and that'll be... Now, did they cross midcourt? Well, I think if the basketball gods, if there's any justice, they'll give Elan Chalon the ball after we saw with Cook scoring after the shot clock going off. So it wasn't over and back. MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg were arguing that the ball had already crossed midcourt, and then it was knocked into the backcourt by Elan Chalon, and it should have been their possession. Walters trapped up top. Nope, gets out of it. And then puts up a desperate shot. I don't know if he was passing the ball, but that's what that type of defense does. It makes players make decisions under pressure, and often they're not good decisions. And Walkup goes up and is fouled by Gillet. Walkup inbounds it, then comes up top to get the ball. Now it's going out Gillet. Entry pass off. Valiskowski scores. Great play. And again, as Walkup just makes great decisions. And the drive, and Gillet can't follow, but the shot clock expired. Entry pass. He gets it back. He looks. And Evans takes it. Now Walters in the open floor. Oh, he kind of forced it, but he made it. And Walkup was trying to draw the charge. Dribbles between his legs. Spins, puts it up. And a foul called. That was Walkup trying to get the charge. Here's Walters arguing that he may have slid in there a little too late. So that foul was on Valiskowski. important free throws, have to say. Here at the end of the half now, MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg like to play fast. Be interesting to see if they can hold on to it for the last shot. Well, he only makes 1 of 2. Free throws haven't been great tonight for the home team. Well, they've been okay. Thought they were worse. 7 of 9 at the stripe. So here's Walker, guarded by Walters. Oh, what a play! Gets it inside to Sears. And now they steal it and almost get a jump shot right at the end. And it was goodness me. 35-26. MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg on top of Elan Chalon here in France at halftime. Okay, we're at halftime, folks. It's 35-25. MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg on top. We'll be right back. Well, we are at halftime, and it is a impressive performance so far by MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg. In fact, the score is 35-26, not 35-25. So they are up by 9 points at the break. And, you know, you like MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg because of the energy that they've brought to the floor tonight. They've come out with a real attitude to come out and really try to lower the boom on this Elan Chalon team. I guess in sports parlance, you might say they've come out and hit him in the mouth. And Elan Chalon have reacted, but they're down by 9 points. And it'll be interesting to see how Elan Chalon come out here in this second half, if they'll come out and match MHP Riesen with their intensity. The visitors getting 7 points from Peter McNally, 5 from Cook, 5 from Evans, and 5 from Walkup. So true to form, they're getting a lot of good things, or they're just across the board contributions. You know, it's not so much who scores the points, it's the defense that gets them those opportunities.
Incredible. Come to the ball, and here be patient.
So we're hearing Coach Cholet. Let's listen to him.
Not when the ball is here. Not when the ball is here. When the ball is here, you step out, you just pass the ball. You gotta wait till the ball is here. Not when the ball is here. Putain, let's go 20 minutes. Let's go. Tu mets 3, 1, 2, 3.
Récollissé des 8 de cette période. La mise en jeu, possession Chalon. Supporters chalonnais, est-ce que vous êtes là?
So second half action underway. Walters in the lineup brings it up. Some of the fans still getting their concessions. Taking a breather. Need to come back in now. The game's underway. Jelly ball is pushed down low by Walkup. Walkup played at Stephen F. Alston. Looks like a potential player in that other league in the U.S., the NBA, maybe one day, where Jack Cooley currently is, former MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg player last season. Just been called up. Sacramento now a foul down low. Walaskowski is holding his eye or cheek. There's Peter McNally, and you can see the rebounding position. Walters went down holding his shoulder. Jalabal showing he's pretty good with the broom as well. He inbounds it. A lot of basketball to be played in this one, folks, but right now MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg looking convincing. Walters over to Harris, quick pass inside. Kamara lays it up and in. Great patience from Harris and from Chalon. Great find. Timon turns, very patient, and misses, and then Kamara couldn't quite grab hold of the rebound. it was an opponent coming from behind. They got a hand on the ball and knocked it out. I think it must have been Sears. It could have been Peter McNelly. Anyway, it's MHP Riesen ball. Walk up. Walters dribbles in and is fouled. Tried to get the shot up so he could get 2 free throws. So have they awarded them is the question. Great alert play, but note they say the foul was committed before he got into the act of shooting. Harris for 3. Good box out from Sears. And then the drive and the basket from Johnson. Gillet for 3. He hasn't gone on track tonight. Walkup just forces the issue. And now Sears called for the foul on Gillet. They got tangled up for sure. Harris brings it up the floor. Remember, he had that pass inside to Kamara. They need some more plays like that. Here's the dump to Kamara, and he's trying to take Sears to school, and he picks up another foul on the big man. So the foul leaves Kamara to the free throw line, but he misses the first. Well, that man knows how important this game is. They are on the outside of the playoff picture looking in right now. And it's not looking good here against MHP Riesen. Timon backs his way down low and scores. Beautiful finish with the left hand. Harris puts up a 3. Well, that was definitely what the doctor ordered. They need some type of inspiration on offense. Timon gets inside, scores again. Second trip in a row down the floor. Cross-court pass to Harris. And then Harris almost had his pass intercepted. Jalabal over to Gillet. It's good, finally. His first falls. And that's 2 3-pointers in a row now for Elan Chalon. If somehow they can get him going, he is 1 of 5 from deep. And the timeout has been called by MHP Riesen. Apologies for the audio, folks. We're hearing Chalet, but not Patrick. There it is. see the trainer coming out and putting some heat on that shoulder because Walters went down. You remember he was in a little bit of pain. So plenty of time still, 16 minutes and 20 seconds to go here for Elan Chalon and MHP Riesen. They have been on top in this game, but they're being marginally outscored here 8-6 in the third quarter. Walkup goes in, it's blocked. Great defensive play by Jalabal. Ball went out of bounds off Timan. Walters pass down low to Harris. He goes up under pressure, not able to make the shot. Did everything right. Pump fake. Just not able to make the shot. And then it was up to Kamara to get the rebound, but he was surrounded by black and gold jerseys. Walk up with a pump fake. Bounce pass to Timan. And the block on Gillet. You can see what Gillet thinks about that. It looked like maybe Gillet's momentum carried him into Timan just a little bit, but then again, Timan was coming straight into him as well. So, yeah, I think he was leaning into him a little. Now, certainly Shirley is still barking at the ref. He didn't think it was a foul. And now Patrick said, you interfere with the ball when it goes through the basket. Next time, it's going to be a technical. Harris brings it up the floor. Gets it up, the second to spare. Hands it off to Walters. And Walters has it taken away by Johnson. Johnson goes up, and the follow. I think they're going to give it to Timan. Gillet pulls up mid-range jumper. Kamara goes up for the rebound. Passes back outside to Walters. Walters misses with a jumper. Kamara again. Second effort. Ball goes off of McCray. Walters a bit unlucky. Looked like that ball was inside the cylinder. Dorsey checks in for Walters. Kamara over to Gillet. Can't get it to fall. Three-pointer no good, and Harris with the board hands it off to Dorsey. Again. Who can make his shot for Elan Chalon? Now Harris's pass to Jalabal, stolen by McCray. Evans drives in, misses. Now they might have numbers if they hurry. Nope. Dorsey's going to have to pull it up. Gets it back to Kamara. Harris, feet set, short. Walk up for three, that's off. Gosh, he missed that one badly. See if he catches an elbow here from Chalon. No, he didn't. So far comes back into the game, as does Enzali. So Chalon at the line, trying to get it back to single digits. Chalon misses, but the offensive rebound taken by Pino. Far. And then Jalabal comes in, puts pressure on Cook, and it's a turnover. Well, the foul has been called. Oh, not too much wrong there by Jalabal. Nothing at all, in fact. Good hands from Far, knocks it out of bounds. And the drive and the basket is good. Sears. Boy, he just went right to the hole on Far. It wasn't a dunk, but it was a big-time layup. Well, you gotta love how Patrick puts this thing together. I mean, it all starts on the defensive end, and they set the tone with the defense. They've got great just tenacity. I mean, they get after you. That's what it's all about for this team. And now the pass to Far, and he's getting after MHP Riesen since coming into the game. Now they need Enzali to pick it up some. Well, it fakes the handoff, Sears, then he gets inside, and he has it taken away by Far. Great job from Far now, becoming more influential. A little bit better on the defensive end. Still plenty of time, but under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. The ball kicked out of bounds. And the pass, oh, it's going to be an alley-oop to Far, but he just couldn't finish. Here it is again, great pass from Dorsey. Far wanted a foul, but it looked like good D from Cook.
Cook just got in the lane and just went up strong, absorbed the contact from Enzoli. Enzoli short. Pass to Tiemann. 3-point attempt from Johnson. Cook with the rebound. Hands it off to Evans. Enzoli drives in with the left hand. He's had a tough game tonight. We're talking about the captain. 3 points, 0 of 5 from the floor. Has not been a good matchup for him. He didn't start the second half, Enzoli. Tiemann goes back out. And Cook's back in the game. And oh, he hits the three-pointer right at the third quarter buzzer. Peter McNelly, and if that doesn't just say it all, a 17-point lead at the end of 3 for MHP Riesen. Nice follow through. Well, it has been all MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg. They were actually, they were being outscored 8-6 in the third quarter. But they ended up outscoring Elan Chalon from that point, 13-3. So not at all what they were hoping for, the fans, and now they know they're going to need something special to come back here in the fourth quarter. Estudiantes up on Movistar Estudiantes up on Medi Beirut in Madrid, 58-53. And Dinamo Sassari edging Juventus Utrecht 76-74. Earlier today, Ches Nimburg won 81-77 at home over Sidigas Avellino. Girona Gora put a real hurting on Ostend, 98-68. And Strasbourg traveled to Greece and won 88-87 at Ike. And of course, Neptunus Klaipėda won a really big game, 99-62 over Capo d'Orlando. And Walters, and that picture there makes you wonder if we're going to see him again, because he's clearly in some pain. Cook. And shot from Peter McNelly is off. Farr goes behind his back. Oh. Puts up a questionable three-pointer. McCray stops inside, passes back out. Peter McNelly then gets it back to McCray. He drives in and misses, And finally, Dorsey able to get the rebound for Chalon a minute into the fourth quarter. And Dorsey's pass almost picked off by the active defense, by the active hands of McCray. Inzoli drives in, and that is not going to count. I don't think it was going to go in from Inzoli, but you got to at least give it a chance to go in. There's no need to tap it after you hear the whistle. So a very quiet night for Jeremy Inzoli. Makes the first one. Well, he'd certainly be a hero if he'd be able to lead his team back from this deficit. Oh, Walters is back in the game, so that's good news. Hopefully, hopefully he's doing okay. And we've got the shoulder issue. Back to a 15-point game. They need to chip away. Cook dribbling up high. Cook puts up a difficult shot. Inzoli thought about it. Maybe they can get something higher percentage going to the basket. Nope, they're going to put up a three. And look at the job that MHP Riesen do on the boards with Evans and McCray. McCray is just everywhere, it seems. He drives down the floor and draws the foul. If you watch McCray playing right now, it says everything about MHP Riesen. Let's put these guys under pressure. Don't let up. Force them to make fouls, to commit fouls. Make them uncomfortable. Play at 100 miles per hour, but play under control. And when you can't run anymore, tell the coach to take you out and bring somebody else in who's fresh. Oh, Pino had it knocked out of his hands, so Elan Chalon have it with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Inzoli back to Walters, and Kamara still in there scrapping away for the rebound. So Elan Chalon are going to get a new 14 seconds, but they just have not. They were right there early in the third quarter, but since that point, it has just been MHP Riesen's ball game. I mean, their pressure has been relentless. And it goes to Timon, constantly looking for the better shot. McCray hits the three-pointer. Timon could have taken that shot. He had a couple of defenders, but he passed it back out, and then they find the open man for the three-pointer. Boy, McCray, he's been their best player here in the second half, by far. He's been terrific. Well, not by far, but he's been darn good.
Beat on the one-on-one and play defense because they're playing with us. Killing us the rebound, we don't do shit, and every time they beat us. They beat us on the one-on-one, they pass the ball, we help, and they score. Every time it's just one-on-one. Every time it's one-on-one. So just be a little bit proud, man. We're 20 down now, okay? So let's be pros.
Coach Chalet saying show some pride. Saying they're playing with us. Well, this is a message win tonight. I mean, if they can go out and win by 20 points, you know, what are they telling Bear Star Tenerife? They're saying you better win all your games the rest of the season, because the regular season, because we're not planning on losing. We want first place. Inzoli, good three-pointer. Well, the fans will be hoping there's more where that came from. And then McCray stepped out of bounds. He caught it out of bounds. Good pass, Injali up to Walters. Harris. And a foul on Kamara. Pushing off. Well, again, it certainly looked in live action like he may have pushed, but there I wasn't so sure. Johnson wide open. Oh, a lot of white shirts, but only one black shirt, Tiemann, and he goes up and gets the rebound. Watch this. Looked like Harris and Kamara got tangled up, and that allowed Tiemann to sneak in there and get the rebound. And it, as if it wasn't a tall order already, now Walkup is checked back into the game. Gillet open, he's going to miss another one. So Elan Chalon's postseason hopes, their playoff hopes, starting to fade a little bit more. In dire need of a good result tonight, and they're not getting it right now. Walikowski misses. Walikowski trying to get in on the three-point shooting act tonight. 6 of 20 from deep are MHP Riesen. Walters gets inside, and 2 shots have been awarded. Johnson says all ball, Riff, all ball. First one is good. second is good as well, but they can't. I got to get some stops, especially as they get to the midpoint here of this fourth quarter. Walk-up spins, gets in the lane. Good D that time from Walters. Getting a hand on the pass. And an unsportsmanlike foul has been called on MHP Riesen. Patrick's teams, they've been cruising. They don't need to give any extra opportunities here, but you know what? You're playing that tough defense. And that time it was deemed too tough. It's back to 16 points. Walters helping him out at the free throw line. Makes both. He's been perfect at the free throw line tonight. Played 25 minutes, 11 seconds, 13 points. Perfect 6 of 6 at the free throw line. 3 assists. Walters again goes behind his back. Get it to Enzali for 3. Good! 5-point trip down the floor. Well, don't write Elan Chalon's chances off just yet. They've just cut it back to a 12-point deficit. They need stops. They need rebounds. And they need points. And nobody picked up the Canadian, Peter McNally. Whoa, Peter McNally. Now the turnover. And that leads to another break, and Cook goes in for the dunk. And just like that, it's back to 16. So Elan Chalon in danger of slipping now to their 3rd straight defeat. It gets it back to 14 points. Well, let's don't write them off just yet. Always remember the NSC Krasnoyarsk late comeback at home against Juventus Utena. Trailed by 15 points late, and they came back to win it. Now Walters. And Gillet was trying to be positive. Thought he had some contact. Woliskowski. Woliskowski passed it up. Peter McNally step back 3. And Cook with the offensive rebound. Woliskowski misses again, and now the offensive rebound called on, or foul on Sears on the offensive boards. He didn't seem to do that much wrong either there. Walters and Dorsey over there talking. You wonder about, you know, had Walters had been able to join this team a little bit earlier, like maybe immediately after the new year, with where Elan Chalon would be right now. But as it is, they are looking as if they're going to slump to their 7th defeat, go to 5-7. So they will be hoping that Ventspils fall to 5-7 as well, and Pauk to keep that race wide open. Kamar goes out, touching his right foot as if something's not right there. Now Bukichu's at the line. It could be tough coming off the bench and having to go to the free throw line. He was way too short on one and way too hard on the other. Rosenfeld also in the game. Evans has it. Over to Cook. And Cook's been pretty tough tonight. I've been impressed by him. He has been full of energy tonight. I have definitely been impressed by him. Came into the game shooting 79.6% at the free throw line and makes 1 of 2 there. He's got 10 points, 7 rebounds. Only Peter McNally scored more points, in fact. No, Tiemann has 11 points and 8 rebounds. Nzuli, could be a case of too little, too late, but you know what? You got to keep playing. Play for the 40 minutes. Back to 12 points now. That might have just given them a whiff of hope. Rosenfeld. Oh, Karen Johnson looked like he may have traveled. And Cook again gets inside and draws the foul. I thought he may have come back down. I would have been traveling. Cook can't make all of his free throws. If he had, he would have joined Peter McNally as the team's leading scorer. Nzuli now has game high 14 points. Chile just can't get it to fall tonight from deep. He is 1 of 8. Well, that's how it goes sometimes. Tiemann drives in and scrap for the ball. Cook comes up with it. Walk up. And then Gillet comes in and fouls late in the shot clock. Well, Tiemann's energy, I mean, he came out to play tonight, didn't he? Forget the free throw. He came out and really played hard and just did a lot of good things. I mean, he's, if he'd made that free throw, he would have been right on course for the double-double. As it is, he's got 12 points, 8 rebounds. So he's a couple of rebounds shy of the double-double, and he's going to go out. So that's probably it for him tonight. Evans comes back in. Harris with a hand in the face. Final minute ticking off the clock. MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg will climb into first place. Put the pressure on Iberostar Tenerife to have to win tomorrow. And the follow by Cook now. He's the team's leading scorer. And Inslee catches it and goes up and draws the foul. Remember, Tenerife be at home against Pauk tomorrow night. Well, good playing tonight from Johnson. So got a look at him over there on the bench. 5 points, 4 assists. He's got a steal. And they are plus 18 when he's on the court. That tells you a lot about the energy that he brings on both ends of the floor. Well, you wouldn't know it by the final score line here, or by the final totals for Inslee, but he had a tough night tonight in the first half. He's kind of come to life here in the fourth quarter. Ever since his coach said to go out there and play with some pride to his guys. I'm not saying that they weren't playing with pride, but ever since that hard talk, he's come out and really taken it to a different level. So walk up. We'll see if MHP Riesen settle for this as the final score. Looks like they will. So that'll be it. They pull off the season sweep of Elan Chalon. It's MHP Riesen winning it 70-56 over Elan Chalon. And it's this team right here on the road from Germany moving into first place for at least the next 24 hours. So a tough night at the office for Elan Chalon, but not so much for MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, who win it 70-56 to improve to 10-2, one of the best records in the Basketball Champions League. Really, the only team that's better at this stage is undefeated Monaco, the Roca Club, at the top of Group A at 11-0. But there is the scoreboard, and that tells you a lot of what you might want to know. Walters had the 13 points. Inslee 16, ended up with a game high. Tiemann had 14 points. Cook 13, 12 points for Peter McNelly. And the story of the game really was about defense for MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg and their tenacity. They're attacking the board. So there you have it. 10-2 in first place. And Elan Chalon, well, no, they should be 5-7. That graphic is wrong. So they are, hoping that Pauk and Ventspils will also be 5-7. And those two teams will be in action tomorrow night. Pauk will be playing at. They will have Ventspils will be at home against Gaziantep, so that's a win that they need. And Pauk will be playing at Iberostar Tenerife. Here's some of the highlights from the second half. They moved it, they worked it good, they worked it well for getting those, the best shot they could. They put pressure on Elan Chalon. They attacked the basket, whether it was after forcing turnovers or in the half court. Inslee came to the party, but a little bit too late. Walters had his moments. This was Inslee again, putting it up from the corner. Cook was active. I mean, that was the name of the game. I mean, especially in the first half. They were just suffocating. They just did not allow any comfort. If they scored, they were putting on the press. If they wanted to trap at midcourt, it was like an all-out blitzkrieg tonight. So that was it. So great effort from MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, Elan Chalon. They had moments, spells where they played at the level where they need to play, but they got behind. And if you get behind against this team right here in the black and gold, it's going to be awfully difficult. They have, again, gone to the top for at least 24 hours in Group B over Beer Star Tenerife with this 70-56 win at Elan Chalon. Thanks for watching.